Okay. What's going on? What's going on, everybody? How is your Sunday evening? I'm over here eating some homemade stuff my mom gave to me. And, of course, the Stewarts. So just kind of rushed home, got back here just a second ago, and wanted to get on here on time as soon as I could. So I'm going to finish up eating this here real quick, and then we can maybe talk a little bit better. So, Kevin, what's going on? Glad to have you. Chris, howdy. Herb, what's going on? Just ready to smash these. This is a garlic, poppy seed, ham, and provolone with like butter Hawaiian rolls. It's incredible. My mom makes these, and oops, I just dropped it. And it is not to be played with. It is ridiculously good. So, anyways, we we are eating on the job here just for a second, but yeah, ham, turkey. Is that provolone, the poppy seed, garlic, butter, and everything. It's awesome. So, All right. Boy, I'm jealous. Looks good. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And then the icing on the cake. Oh man, my hand's too slippery. Is the Stewarts. Oh yeah, it's just if they want to sponsor me, that'd be great because I'm a believer. It is what it is. Oh man, hits the spot every time. Let's see here. Backyard America. When's the wedding going to be? Great question. It is currently at the very moment planned for January 30th, the day before my birthday. But we are actually considering moving things up a bit. So I'll get back to you on that. But yeah, just real briefly, man, I'm sweating. I'm in this long sleeve. It makes things hotter for me here, but yeah, we are considering moving things up. January 20th is a day that's going to be interesting in our country, and the things that come after that. And the truth is, planning a wedding that may or may not happen due to who will be in office, kind of shoots it in the leg. So we are thinking about changing it up and moving things a little forward, quite a bit forward. So, yeah, I've waited over 4.5 years to get married, and taking the time to learn, to grow together. And it is the President of the United States is not going to tell me if I can get married or not. I'm just going to go ahead and do what we're going to do. So anyways, on that awesome note, Kevin, it sounds fancy. Yeah, it's really easy to do, I guess. My mom, she's just got that touch. But when we go to church, Kara and I, when we go to church, we drop off the dogs, Ryder and Bella, over at my mom's house. She loves to see the dogs, and so we just picked them up tonight. And Mom had some stuff ready to go for us. She said, "I know you got your live. Boom, here you go," and just kind of sent me out the door with it. So Yeah, it's incredible. Oh my word, they just kind of melt in your mouth. Hawaiian roll, poppy seed, like garlic, provolone ham. Oh, it'll change your life. I got one left here. I got more down in the base or the first floor, but let's see here. Hello from Synergy South. Synergy South. Okay, what's going on, Johnny? CG Off-Road, I was sleeping on that new mattress I was telling you about. Ooh. Tomorrow night we'll let you know how it does. Awesome. That is awesome. Yeah, for everybody in the chat, CT Off-Road and I were talking on Instagram about this foam mattress that he found on at Walmart, and it was a double. It was a double bed, but he was able to open up where the seam line is or whatever, and just cut to make it to fit where he wanted it to be at, and then just re-zip it again, and then just kind of tuck things underneath. And so that was for a relatively cheap price, I believe. I think it was like $100, less than that. So yeah, that's an incredible thing. Let us know how that goes. That is awesome. I love Stuart's cream soda. That's my favorite. I'm on a diet and can't drink soda anymore. Oh my word! I am so sorry to hear that. I've kind of decided I drink root beer, Coke, maybe Pepsi if I have to. What else? Pink lemonade, and probably a few other things as well. But Stewart's is my jam for sure, above anything else. I do love brisk raspberry iced tea. I call that liquid candy because it's straight sugar. I mean, it's just terrible for you. But anyways, on the pop thing, a long time ago, I cut out pop. In 1 month, the first month I cut out pop, I lost 22 pounds, 23 pounds. That's all I did. I kept eating just as horrible as I was. This was like many, many years ago. For me. And so, yeah, I definitely need to cut out the pop, but I don't know if I could fully cut it out and not have this. You're stronger than I am. I don't know what to tell you. Oh, man. What truck? Yeah, CT. Okay, Johnny, are you making any money with the dump trailer? Kenneth, yes, I have a little bit. The main thing for me right now is getting my website and my Facebook excuse me, my Facebook page put together, getting everything connected and working there. I'm also looking to get into Facebook groups where they might need services from a dump trailer, somebody, commercially, whether it's, roofing or renovations, hoarders or any, those types of things. Wanting to break into those. So because it's still kind of a side gig right now, it's really difficult to put a lot of time into it. So I'm definitely going to be over the next month or so getting things finished up with this overall framework, with the website, with everything together, and then kind of hitting it hard for advertising and getting the name out, getting the word out. So yes, I have. I've made a little bit of money so far, but not what I want. On a consistent basis. Today is my birthday, 55. Well, happy birthday. I wish, and that's the same. Oh, I wish you could have one of these. I'm so sorry. Happy birthday, though. Thanks for being on the chat with us. Let's see. Tim, what's going on? Johnny, what mattress you got? Yeah, he's, Oh dear. We scrolled up to Gee, I got married the day before my birthday. Helps remind me of my anniversary. Yeah, it wasn't really that planned for that reason, but that's just kind of what we originally thought, and now things are kind of changing. I think I've told Kara, once I knew that God kind of wanted us to be together, and I just kind of have the green light, and I have peace about the whole thing. I just said I'll marry tomorrow. I do not care who's there, what's got to happen. It's not about other people; it's about us in the Lord, and I'll marry you tomorrow. I'll marry you, in my PJs. I'll marry you outside the front door, whatever we got to do. And she was, originally kind of wanting a more of a real wedding, having her dad walking down the aisle and having, friends and family there and everything. And I more than understand that. And of course, okay, whatever you'd like. I'm here to show up, and today is about you. And I just, what I care about a lot more than just the wedding is every day after the wedding, being with my best friend, learning and growing together, serving God, serving people together, her and I. So the wedding isn't too big of a deal, but I do need to be there and show up. So let's see. Happy birthday. Evening. Frank, what's going on? Hey, glad to have you here, man. Yeah, for everybody in the chat, Frank the other night had some issues with, I believe, one of his batteries or both of his batteries due to the weather and potentially the lights being left on too long and having issues. And he had a crazy load he had to get down, or he still has to get down to Georgia to drop off a load. I think he's doing hot shot. And so I'm glad to see him on here, and hopefully everything worked out for you. Frank, let us know. Did everything work out well getting on the road and the truck staying on? With your power issue, let us know about that. 8-inch memory foam mattress from Walmart. Yeah, for $120, a little bit more than I thought. I cut it down to fit my back seat setup. 30-foot Pioneer heading to Winston-Salem tomorrow. Gotcha, Brad. 30-foot, not bad, not bad. Johnny, I was wondering if I want you to let me know how it is. Johnny, what in regards to? Oh, okay, yeah, you're talking about the mattress. Okay, I'm a little slow, guys. Sorry. Let's see. Can you use a 1-ton single rear wheel with no CDL? Yes, you can. Absolutely. You're going to have. Let's see here. Scrolled up there. Oh dear. Oh dear. Let me scoot back up here. Single truck with no CDL. Yeah. So Michael, absolutely you can. I don't have a CDL. And I have a dually, so my GVWR is probably going to be bigger than yours with the extra weight on my truck compared to a single rear wheel. So yes, absolutely you can. What I can pull right now is 13.7 for the trailer versus what my truck is to make the 26 combination, magic number. So for you, depending on what year you get, what year and model, whatever you get, you'll be somewhere around there as well. So definitely can do that with not a CDL, having that single rear wheel 1-ton. Dr. Pepper and Cream Soda is extremely good. Oh, man, Chris, I feel you. Yep. I've only had Dr. Pepper a handful of times in my life. There was a season in my life where I was doing a lot of dumb things, and I really enjoyed Dr. Pepper then. But yeah, don't usually have Dr. Pepper, but it is good. I'll definitely, I'll drink it if there's, nothing versus that, I guess. We'll do take the Coke and citrus drop. Okay, Mark, I see you. But a Jones apple soda. Oh my word, apple soda is nice on occasion. So I definitely had Jones before. I will have to check out the apple soda. That sounds pretty wild to me. I'm curious what that would taste like. That's cool. Thank you, Mark. I will check that out at the Payless down the road. Kevin B., by the way, I messaged you on Instagram. It's about the phone consultation. Kevin, yes. I'm so sorry. So for everybody, just so you know, when someone requests a phone consultation with me, that comes to my email. In order for me to respond to confirm it, I can't just do it on my email on my phone or anything. I can't do it on my phone at all. I have to do it on my computer. That day, I believe that was Friday at 1 or 2 in the afternoon. I was absolutely busy on that time, so I unless you get an email from me or I send a message to you somehow, don't for sure. I feel like a jerk for for putting a thing on there, but I'm still trying to work through how to do a phone consultation. Even for those times that I put on there that are available, I may still be busy, and then I may even be too busy to get back with you and tell you, hey, I'm too busy. So if you could just be patient with me, Kevin, I will definitely get with you. If I can call you this week, definitely tomorrow. Kevin, if I can call you tomorrow, maybe at 1 or whatever time that you put down, I'll call you tomorrow at that time, and we'll be able to talk on the phone. I'll be on the road. I'm going to Oklahoma City, so I'll be somewhere in Illinois or Missouri, somewhere like that. So if that's okay with you, Kevin, I will give you a call tomorrow. That should be plenty fine. If not, just let me know. I'll give you a call and text me back or whatever works for you. But yeah, sorry about that, Kevin. Nature Nut Photos. Hello from Bloomington, Indiana, from me and Todd. Okay, listening while having supper in the truck in Chili's parking lot, COVID style. Very good, very cool, awesome. Glad to have you here. What are you guys having at the Chili's? Last time I went there, I think I put a picture on my Instagram. It was like, I think I got like grilled chicken and maybe steak too. I can't remember what it was. It was really good. Oh my word. Yeah, that's awesome. COVID style. I like that. Trying to cut soft drinks, tea out. I couldn't do it either. I just tone it down a lot. Need to do it again though. Hey, for real. And the biggest thing is, we think, I don't know how it is for you guys, but for me, when I'm out on the road, or even when I'm home and I'm relaxing, I'm having a good time, whatever it is, I'll think, man, I'm hungry, or man, I really need to get something to drink, and I'll eat it or I'll drink it, whatever it is, and then I'll be like, well, I need a lot more. And what actually ends up being the case is I was actually like really thirsty and dehydrated, and I didn't go drink water, and something else, didn't satisfy my need. And then I'm like, well, I guess I need to have some water at some point. And then I'll finally drink water and everything will be all right, So just silliness, not being an adult, I guess. But, who wants to be that? But definitely need to drink water more and have a lot less pop than I think I should be drinking. Let's see, where am I at here? What am I doing? I'm already lost here. Frank made 700 miles to planned destination tomorrow. 568 miles to go for 5. Wow, Frank, you're on it, man. You did it. That's awesome. Yeah, Frank had to hit 700 miles the first day to be able to make sure that he could deliver tomorrow, I guess. So that's awesome to hear, man. Glad that worked out for you. Glad your truck is running, and you'll be able to get those batteries taken care of going forward. You and me both. Yep. Frank, thank you again. Yes, sir. Absolutely. Glad to help. I got a question. Have you ever hauled a resident 40-foot? Yes, I have. I would like to talk to you real time if I could. I'm with Synergy, but got questions. Need a pro on the job. Johnny, yeah. If you can send Johnny, if you can send me, go to my email contact at HighMileageHelper.com. Just text me, or in the email put your phone number, and right after this stream, I will call you and do that for you real quick. We'll kind of chat through that. Those residents 40-foot travel trailers are they're dogs. I mean, it's not pretty, but I would love to answer any questions you might have. I'm going to finish this last lovely whatever I want to call this. I don't know. those who haven't been in the chat yet so far, it's poppy seed. My mom made this for me. I grabbed it on the way back home from church. It's like ham, turkey, provolone, poppy seed, garlic on a Hawaiian roll bun or whatever Hawaiian roll. It's incredible. This can put you down for the count if you eat enough of them. So I've already had 2. This is my last one. So I'm going to eat this up real quick, and then we'll keep going. Joe, what's going on? Glad to have you. Awesome. Brad, I've heard there just MPG sucks. Yeah, and I would. There's a little bit more to it than I would say for those residents, but yeah, we'll get into that, Johnny. More from the hotel tonight. David, glad to have you. Glad to have both of you. That's awesome. Dropping off in Florida at the Camping World. There's only been a few times where I think I've only dropped off at Camping Worlds. Now it's Pennsylvania, but mostly it's been, I think it's been only in Texas. I think altogether, only there. So yeah. Let's see here. Oh wow. Whoa. Do not have to boost it to the morning. And I'll replace both batteries on my return, and maybe what do you? Let me read that again. Oh, did not have to boost it in the morning, so all okay. There's both batteries on return. Yeah, Frank, it's just a good idea to start off the season knowing that you've got both batteries in good condition. I've been hearing stories all over the place. Fair winds and following seas. I know he had some battery issues. I think he let it get drained a little bit in the video that he just posted today. But going into this season, these batteries, once it kind of gets to that tipping point where it's almost freezing, these batteries start to, if they are, on their last leg, they wimp out. It definitely does happen. It's happened to me a couple times now. I've had battery issues in the past, so I definitely understand. So, season for hot apple cider now, Ohioan. Yeah, I can do hot apple cider. It's not my favorite. I love apple pie. I love apples. But yeah, I'm not too huge of an apple cider guy. Maybe if I'm eating something with it, I could definitely hit that for sure. Must be right near Blue Ridge, Tim. Chicken nachos, no utensils required. Oh man, it could get ugly in the truck. Oh man, there'd be nachos everywhere. It'd be all over my face. I'd have it in my beard. Definitely. To my shame, I've definitely had that kind of thing going on. Food stuck in my beard. And somebody's like, "Hey, you got something right here?" I'm like, "Oh, yeah." And my classic response is always, "Oh, I was just saving it for later." So, oh man, no worries. I thought it was weird that calls were available the Friday after Thanksgiving. If I don't answer tomorrow, I will text back. Okay. Thank you, Kevin, for being understanding with me. Definitely, guys. Everybody in the chat. Anytime you can call me or we can work something out to talk, I absolutely want to do it. I just may have something going on at that moment, and I'm still not organized enough to be on the ball all the time. And I'm working towards that. I'm trying to grow in this area, organization wise. My girlfriend, my fiance and soon to be wife here, Kara, she is the definition of organized, And so talk about two worlds colliding. She's incredible, and I'm trying to learn from her. She's being gracious with me, patient with me. I love her to death. She's my best friend, and so with her help, with God's grace, hopefully I can get on the ball better here. Frank, do you need another son? I'm telling you, man, these are so good. Richard, man, I saw this earlier. Can't believe it. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you for your mentorship phone call and your mentorship on here. Hey, Richard, I'm just thank you so much. I don't know what else to say. That's huge. That's incredible. I don't deserve it at all. You guys are awesome. I'm just so happy to be a help. And just seeing the growth on this channel, not just with subscribers or what I'm making with ad revenue or any of that stuff, but seeing you guys like in the chat, in the comments, starting to help one another out, giving answers, giving ideas, throwing stuff out, even with the bed thing. It's awesome to see. And there's guys who've been driving a lot longer than I have who know a lot more than I do still. And it's just so exciting to be able to be a part of a community of lots of communities in this whole industry who are helping each other out and hopefully saving money and time and energy and just being a blessing to other people. So really thankful for that. Thank you so much, Richard. And that's incredible. Thank you so much. Ken, hello, Daniel. I like your videos. Hopefully jumping into this profession soon. I've been pretty much for 20 years. Wow. And want to be my own boss delivering RVs. That's awesome, Ken. Definitely go check out some other YouTubers. Hopefully you already have. I'm not the only one. Fairwinds and Following Seas, who I kind of mentioned a little bit earlier. He's got a lot of great content, a lot of good information. He can answer questions as well. All these people in the chat, for the most part, they're probably other drivers. Any way I can be a help, you probably already know a lot of stuff on the road, driving for 20 years. So, but if there's anything specific, let us know. I'd be glad to talk on the phone, whatever we can do to be a help. So that's awesome. All right. Battery issues suck. They leave you dead on the side of the road, or dead in a truck, parking lot, or at Walmart. Or thankfully, if you're at Walmart, which happened to me one time, you just walk inside and go get a battery. But man, yeah, definitely. I'm gonna finish this last bite. I've been holding this for like 10 minutes. Hold on. Mm-hmm. Tim, summer is harder on batteries. I definitely believe that for sure. The heat, man, I'm sweating. I'm dying in here. The heat, just the incredible amount of heat that we've got going on underneath our hoods with those batteries. It's got to be a killer. But it's funny, but it's the winter time where you actually see the results of a battery that's been beat up, pretty bad, and the life just gets zapped from it. So it's kind of a crazy thing. Kenneth, our cold, does it have to get where you guys back there in the frozen tundra start worrying about your fluids? In the frozen tundra. I think for diesel, I think it's what? I think it's like 20 degrees. Diesel starts gelling up. I'm not sure for sure on that. Excuse me. Wow. Daniel, you must be related to my husband. He saves food in his beard every meal. Oh man. Yeah, it's I don't know. It's a good and a bad thing. I don't know. I'll just say this. I used to grow up my beard to the point where it's just a bush. I mean, everything's going everywhere. I can't comb it. I can't, get things to stay in the right place. Hairs are just going everywhere, and I look like a madman. And maybe I am still a madman, regardless. But uh, you know, Kara, she would just at some point she would just give me the look, and she's just like, and I was just like, oh, it's time to cut my beard. It's time to trim it up. She's giving me the look. She doesn't even have to say anything. She'll just kind of stare at me with this, smile. And I can hear it. I can hear it. She's just like, trim it. You look wild. Come back to civilization, But now it's to the point where I'm just like, it's about that time. She's probably thinking it's getting too big. I better cut it before we even get there. So that's kind of where I'm at these days now. Let's see. Yes, we're raining so hard, call it quits for the night. David, gotcha. Wow, where are you at, David? That it's raining so hard, man. Crew Dog Transport, what's going on? Thanks for all the info throughout your videos, man. Just made the jump into the industry. Can't wait to see where the channel grows too. Very cool, very cool. So you're starting your own channel then, I'm assuming. That is awesome. Everybody check out their channel there. That's awesome, man. The truth is, there's no one person on the internet on YouTube who knows everything about everything. I've got my perspective, my opinions on things that I can share, and there's other people who are doing it as well. And the more the merrier. Seriously, there's no, in my eyes at least, there's no competition between this person YouTube and that person on YouTube. You're all able to subscribe to everybody you want to. And it can all be a great help to people. So the more we can help people, the better. And building a RV transporting community using technology and stuff. So very, very cool. If you put videos in a playlist on autoplay at night, Tim, there you go. Crew Dog Transport. If he'll go through and give you a lot of playtime. For your videos, so that's cool. Ohioan, are CDL holders making a good bit more money? Yes, they are. Before COVID, it was at least like 10 cents more per mile. With COVID, its bottom is the bottom is an additional 10 cents, maybe up to like 25 or even more. Besides the other types of, if it's an older hot load. If it's going out west versus going south or something like that, a CDL holder does make quite a bit more. And I'm assuming the next question would be, well, why aren't you a CDL holder yourself? For me, if you can make that much more money, for me, it's still not worth it. I'm not wanting to haul these monster loads. I'm wanting to put as little weight on my truck as possible. I don't have a size complex with I've got to pull the biggest and the best and the whatever. I want to pull the lightest and the shortest for the fuel economy, for all these different things. So yeah, for me, maybe someday, but not now. What temperature do you add fuel treatment for gelling? CT off-road. Man, definitely in the teens. I think it's like, right under in between like 15 and 20 degrees is where you should have already put in anti-gel into your diesel. Correct me if I'm wrong, somebody in here, if you know the information on that. But I believe it's somewhere, if you just type in on Google, when does diesel fuel start gelling up? It'll tell you. I think it's, again, somewhere in between there. Most truck stops, most fuel stations, they already have the anti-gel stuff in there. But for more peace of mind, which I definitely understand, you do not want your fuel filters gelling up. clogging up the whole line, and you're just toast until it warms up. Definitely add that before it drops down. Below 20 degrees. Is my thought. Thanks for the video. What's the forecast for hauling RVs look like? I'm curious. I'm just starting hauling. Thanks for the videos. God bless. Michael, thanks so much, man. Glad to be a help. So in my opinion, which means nothing, my opinion is that loads will continue like they usually do up until the end of the year. The New Year shutdown, where they refit and do everything for roughly 2 weeks. At Synergy, at least, generally we can last, our inventory lasts almost all the way. Oh, we got things beeping here. Inventory lasts almost all the entire way through the end of the shutdown, and then the production starts up, but they don't start producing them until it's kind of a lag behind. And so somewhere in the middle of January, things start to pick up from not a whole lot coming out at all, and inventory dropping down below definitely normal levels, maybe down to nothing, depending on the company, depending on how much built up inventory the company had, how many drivers they have pushing trailers out. A lot of different factors. It's really difficult to predict that. But then after that, I'm assuming under normal circumstances, it would be full steam ahead from middle of January all the way till July, beginning of July, roughly, with our current presidential situation going on. I believe Biden has said that, and we're not going to turn the comments into a big war, but I believe he said that he's planning on shutting the country down or doing a mask mandate, and he said a lot of different things a lot of different times. I don't know. I don't know if he even knows. I'll just say that. But if he does that, then we won't. I don't believe we're considered essential. But at some point, the chain of command, the supply chain will break down at some point, where some company somewhere who builds this part for this trailer and all these different things, it will break down, and eventually we would probably go back into nothingness again. Who knows? After saying all that, who knows? I hope not. I hope I'm wrong. I'm thinking he's going to shut a lot of things down, and eventually we'll feel the lag behind effects of those things. I hope I'm wrong. That's all I have to say. I would be curious to, in the first, for if you were here earlier, my Kara and I's wedding is supposed to be January 30th, the day before my birthday, but that is 10 days after Biden gets in on January 20th. And so I just, I've been talking with Kara, hey, if the country gets shut down, we're not going to have a wedding at all. We might as well see what we can do and bump things up a little bit quicker. So anyways, if he does what he says he's going to do, or what he has said he's going to do, things will be rough again. So this is kind of, I would say it's slightly less unstable waters than it was before, Michael, just to finally finish the point. But in the short term time, in the next matter of a few months, I don't think we're going to feel the full effects of any full shutdown, because we'll be essential workers transporting things. But if we did run out, we'll be in the same place we were this year for a matter of months. So Lee, you were well trained. She has done a good job. Well, I can tell you, she knows what looks good, and I don't, and I'm just along for the ride. So she keeps me in line in these areas where I'm just clueless. I mean, just clueless. Tim, they're coming for snow after this rain here in Georgia. Oh my word! Hopefully that rain gets out of there because that's going to turn to some black ice or whatever. Oh man, stay safe there, Tim. Keith, hotels on 34. He said, who else does it? My last stretch was 18 days. Back to another run to California, then a delivery to Maine, then home to New Hampshire. Wow, Keith, making it happen. That's awesome. I will also be adding videos to my YouTube about my experiences with RV transport. Guys, check them out. CT Off Road, going through RV transport. Go and check them out. Subscribe. The more the merrier. You can't go wrong having more people talking about the same thing, giving a different perspective. Go ahead and check them out for sure. Kevin, Google says 17.5 Fahrenheit. There we go. So I was keeping in that range, 15 to 20, somewhere in there. So my best advice to you for adding anti-gel, if you are a little bit wary of fuel truck stops or fuel stations, whatever, not having the anti-gel or not enough, I would definitely add it a bit before 20 degrees for sure, so that it can actually get through all of the actual diesel to make sure it's not just the top layer. It needs to be able to settle and work its way through all of that diesel, through your main tank, through your auxiliary tank if you have one. Tim, Trump will be for another 4 years. We shall see. We shall see. I don't know. It doesn't seem like the dead people voting are going to let that happen. So I don't know. Let's see. A lot of us are hoping you are wrong. Yeah, me too. But I don't think you are. Now is not the time to be jumping into this career or buying any new equipment. Carl. Carl. Man, yeah, this is. If you can if there's a way to still keep your old job or just have this as a supplemental thing on the side, I would say go for it. If you're just kind of dipping your toe into it as an option, check things out for some time right now. But quitting a job and going straight into this full time without some serious cash just in case, it might be pretty rough. And I hope I'm wrong again, but could be fairly exciting. Humboldt Ministries, what's going on, man? Haven't talked to you in forever, man. That's awesome to have you here. Awesome. Oh, man. Tim, give us a link to your channel. You should be able to just click his name. I don't know if you can or not for sure. No, you can't. Okay. Well, go ahead and any other RV transporting channels. Here's your time to talk about yourself and share what you got, what you know, what you can help people with. Absolutely do that. I'm all for it in the chat. Hit me up soon. Okay, yeah, man. I will definitely do that. I'll give you a text sometime. I'll have to go back and find. I've got you saved in my phone. Yeah, I will definitely do that, man. When do you think this business will get oversaturated with drivers, Kenneth? I'll just say this: there's always going to be a up and down throughout the year because simply the trailers are always up and down throughout the year. The trailers are even by the month. There's the beginning and the ends of months are always, if you notice on your load board overall or look in your yards, I dare you to look in your yards and find out when you have the most amount of trailers. It's at the beginning and the end of the month. In the middle of the month, there's a lot less. Every month is always up and down. And then zooming out of that, the big picture is there's still some bigger waves. Even, it's like looking at the stock market, you're looking at the daily, things go up and down. It can be really sporadic, and it could, tank one day and then, soar the next day. But when you zoom out, look at the bigger picture, things tend to go on a slower scale, or a slower, pattern, whatever, where it does the same thing. So, January to from January to July, things start to pick up where it was low before. Now it's getting bigger and bigger and bigger, more and more trailers. There are more drivers getting hired on. Companies are just begging for more and more drivers. And then when it hits July, there's a boatload of people who say, you can't make any money in this industry. I've tried it. My truck broke down. I had no maintenance. I didn't have a maintenance account. All the things wrong happened. And people have issues around that time, and they say, forget the whole thing. And they sell out, and that's why you see all the fuel tanks and the toolboxes and all the equipment for sale. In July, people begging people to sell their trucks. It happens every single year. I've seen it every time. And then from July, it picks up again. And it's just these waves up and down. And it's as if people don't notice what's really happening from year to year. And obviously, if you've only been in here a year or two, maybe you haven't quite seen this kind of pattern before. That's what I see. Maybe I'm wrong, but it's just what I see. So yeah, there's always going to be an oversaturation at some point every single year, and then there's a drop off. There's people who say, well, there's no trailers. I've gone from 3 to 4 companies now in 1 year, and they're all just a bunch of crooks and and they bail. And they have the right to do that. Knock yourself out. I think there's more of a problem with that attitude, and it's you rather than all these dirty companies, because they're all the same, and you expected a difference. What's the phrase? You did the same thing expecting a different result. That's I think that's the definition of insanity or crazy or whatever it is. So anyways, yeah, so that's my thought on that, kind of a rambling thing, but there's always a oversaturation every year with the ebbs and flows, whatever, and then there's a drop off. People just say, I'm out, I'm done. So yeah. Chris James, only thing we can do is trust God in all of this. Absolutely, Chris. I am 100% with you. And all these things, every single year in this industry, where I've thought, man, is this it? What's going to happen next? Is there going to be more trailers? If I don't get a trailer this next week, I'm not paying my bills. I don't know what to do. Every single time God has provided for me in my life. I am no one special. God is just that good. He takes care of us, and I've got all my trust in him. He is the one who provides. He takes care of us. Things that we don't even know about that could have happened, he is there, and he's in control. So I am absolutely grateful to him, and we just got to trust him. So Johnny, you always have my support, man. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Have a great night. I'll talk to you soon.
Paul, did you get your spare tire from in Georgia?
How does that work? It was your spare tire, right? Lucky you had the right one. So, Paul, hopefully I didn't say this in the video. Maybe I did. Sorry, I must have messed up my words. So the spare tire for that trailer was the spare tire it was actually on that trailer. Miss Bella just came here, so I guess Mr. Ryder is here as well, and Kara, she's bringing over the rest of the food that my mom made. She's bringing it over here, but I'm gonna take it out on the road, some of it. But Yeah, so the spare for that trailer is what we used to replace the main one, and then I just kind of gave to the guy who checked in the trailer in Georgia. I gave him the dead one that was really, really dead with that bolt in there and everything. So that wasn't my actual tire or my rim or anything at all. Sorry about that. Didn't try to mislead you there, but so yeah, I just he just notated, hey, this the main tire it popped, it got damaged. It's not just a quick little patch, and they noted it. So that'll basically what happens when when that happens. What they will do is the dealership will write on the dealership acceptance form that there was a flat tire. The tire is not fixable, and they will turn that in for damages to the manufacturer. And the manufacturer will then pay for a new one or get them a new one or whatever the transaction is. They will do that, and I'm not involved at all. It's their problem now. They just have to notate it, and then they'll get reimbursed for fixing it or whatever the situation may be. Ohioan, this pattern through the year. Good topic for an in-depth video. Ohioan, yeah, I'll definitely do that. I don't know if it's me being crazy or that's just what I see. And maybe other people see differently. I guess it's worth making a video and just seeing if other people agree with it or not. Maybe I'll do a YouTube a poll. I'll do a YouTube poll and see after I put out that video. I'll do a YouTube poll and ask people to go in the video. I guess in the video I'll go ask people to go take the poll that I'll have set up right there right after that video goes live, and just see, do you agree with this? Do you think I'm an idiot? You pick and choose. Whatever works. I understand about the tire now. Are you worried delivering the trailer without a spare? Yes, I was, Paul. Definitely, it was a concern of mine. Synergy just said if you have any other issues out on the road, to let them know, which means I'm sitting on the side of the highway with no spare tire, and I can't go anywhere, or else I'm going to destroy the rim, which would be very dangerous. So that's not exactly the game plan I want to hear. But because the tire was not replaceable, because the tire cannot be replaced when I am in possession of it, when the dealership gets it, then they can do all the replacing and reimbursing all they want to do. But when a transport, apparently, this is what I was told, the manufacturer will pay and reimburse the transporting company, Synergy, to repair the tire, to patch it, to do whatever they got to do, but to replace it is a whole other level. So I don't know exactly what would have happened. I might call back and just ask, hey, what would have happened? What's the protocol? What would go on with that? Because that's not a position I want to be in. That's no. So good question there. How many other states have yards you haul out of? I'm from Oregon, and hopefully you'll be load heading east. Randy, I've been to Oregon. Not when we actually had yards, Synergy's yards that are over there. I've only pulled out of Indiana, and then you had back hauls around the south or east parts of the country. So that's the only places I've done, just Indiana. For a fresh driver, what do you say to buying? You can get around to it thinking pay top dollar versus find a deal. Ohioan, great question there. Man, I might turn. Hold on, I'm gonna write this down for a video idea. You guys are killing it here. Actually, I'm just gonna take a picture of the chat so I don't take too much time. Let's see. Where am I at here? Ohio. Boom. Great question. I will answer it here, obviously. Um, would I say to buy an auxiliary fuel tank ASAP? I would just say that factor only. My automatic answer is a yes, unless you don't have an adequate amount of backup money. Let's say you buy a brand new truck or even just a used truck. I guess especially for a used truck, you get into the industry, you're starting to make money, and then you have a major problem with your truck. If you don't already have a serious amount of money, thousands, anywhere between, I don't know, it's hard to put a number on it exactly, but a couple grand to maybe even more. It doesn't do you a whole lot of good if you have a brand new auxiliary fuel tank and you have no maintenance fund or no catastrophic, fund to be able to pay for repairs. So that's my only, caveat or whatever, is you've really got to have a maintenance fund, a repair fund to be able to cushion yourself. But if you've got that money and you're good, you're confident in the truck, and you do have money on the sideline, and you can still get an auxiliary fuel tank, I would absolutely get an auxiliary fuel tank as soon as possible. Now, your question, top dollar versus find a deal. I'll tell you what I've done, and then I'll kind of go from there. I have found 2 deals. Both of them, I think they were both in Missouri. It was either Craigslist or they were both on Craigslist. And I found a load. I drove down near where as close as I could, and then I went and brought cash and picked up the fuel tank both times. So for me, that's what I've done. Would I do that again? Now that I know a little bit more of what I'm looking for in a fuel tank, looking at the welds, looking out if it's bowing out in certain areas. Is it really secure? Is it beaten up? Is there a lot of dings, a lot of dents? I would still be willing to, depending on how what shape it's in. I would want to see everything. I would twist and turn that puppy around, make sure every square inch is good to go. There's no sketchy looking parts. So I would still buy one. Find a deal again. But at this point now, I would be willing to pay top dollar, because it's so easy to mess, to not have things hooked up, properly, having the fuel line return, having the angle if you've got a gravity feed, depending on the situation, paying top dollar and just knowing that it's done correctly. That's peace of mind to me. And peace of mind is at a premium for me where I'm at now. Skimping along and just trying to find the cheapest price, but you have to fiddle with it for multiple trips. You've got multiple repairs, things you have to buy, you have to do. It's just, man, just do it once and be done with it. That's more and more where I'm going to in my own my own mind, my own struggles and things that I'm doing. So, anyways, soon it will pay back in fuel savings quick. Yeah, Brad, definitely. It really does pay for itself very quickly. I would just say, in those first couple months, like what happened to me, and maybe I'm just paranoid, and hopefully, that could be to your advantage, my paranoia. But if you buy an auxiliary fuel tank and your truck blows up in the first month, because that's exactly what happened to me. I didn't have the fuel tank, but if you buy the truck in the first month and it blows up at the beginning of the second month, which it did for me, you're going to wish you had some extra cash to be able to throw out a new truck or repairs or fill in the blank. So that's kind of where I'm at. But it absolutely pays for itself very quickly. Just make sure that your truck is able to run, in those first starter up months before it pays itself back. Had many flat tires on RVs you've delivered? Carl, in almost 5 years, I have had 4 or 5 flat tires. 3 or 4 of them, whatever, all of them besides one, I believe, they were flat in the yard. And I think they were all flat in yard 4, surprisingly, at Synergy. But lot 4 is a lot better now, but than it was to begin with. It was a death trap when I first started. The only other time that I had a flat tire out on the road, I was driving, and I think I was in Blytheville, near Blytheville, and I got a flat. It blew. I heard it. I had people screaming and yelling and pointing and waving and kissing and hugging, and no, just kidding. Just all sorts of things. And they were trying to let me know, hey, you got a flat tire. I'm like, I'm getting off the road. Thank you very much. They were just trying to be helpful. I was in a bad mood because I had to deal with it. So anyways, so yeah, 4 or 5 times and just 1 time out on the road. They're brand new tires, unless a nail or something ridiculous like that really stabs it good. I've not had many issues at all, to be honest. Was just home all the way back Tennessee now. What a 68-gallon used tank for $300. Wow. Okay, not bad. That's funny. I got my tank from someone in Missouri. Apparently, Missouri's the place to get your fuel tank. I don't know. Oh my! First load is gonna be Missouri, Ohio, and very cool. Daniel, I watched the Flying J website. I want to see his 2.5 per gallon out there. Wow. Yeah, Kenneth. Yeah, Flying J for me. I don't get as good of a discount as I do at TA or Petro through the ComData card that I have through Synergy. So yeah, I haven't paid $2.55 for diesel in a year, something like that. Hello, I hope you're doing good. How's the load board looking? Getting any busier? Let me look it up for you right now, sir. Let's see. Rub-a-dub-a-dub. Thanks for the grub. Okay. Boom. Pull this up here. Moment, please. Come on. Load. All right. Right now we have 150 loads. Obviously, some of those are CDL required. Some of them are not. But yeah, about 150 right now. Generally Fridays are they really kind of slim down, and then Mondays through maybe Wednesdays kind of picks up back more. Obviously, there's always trailers coming in, and there's always trailers going out, but usually builds up more at the beginning of the week and then kind of dissipates towards the end of the week. David, if I don't want to go into this and just dip my toes in, are there runs I could just make over the weekend and still be home for work on Monday, roughly 5 hours from Goshen? So David, there are. I'll just say this. It depends on if if the dealerships accept trailers on a Saturday or a Sunday. I will tell you, most dealerships do not accept trailers on Sundays. Almost all of them. And then depending on the dealership, I would say it's between 1/3 and 1/4 of the trailers that we see accept trailers on Saturdays. And usually on Saturdays, it's limited hours, like 12 to 5 or 8 to 12, something like that. When I said that earlier, dipping your toes into this industry, I understand that can definitely be challenging when you either have a full-time daily job through the week, and then you only have your weekends available to do this. Unfortunately, it would be fairly challenging. If you left work at 5 or 6, whatever, you drive you make it to Goshen. You pick up a load. Maybe you sleep overnight there. You don't want to drive through midnight and 2 and 3 in the morning, whatever. And then you'd really need to deliver on Saturday. So it would be very challenging to find a place that's close enough to you. I guess if you had all Sunday to drive back home, that would be fine. But drive that, however long it takes to get to a dealership, to be able to deliver before they close. It would be very, very challenging. So I'm kind of rambling. I'm sorry about that, David, but it's possible, but it would be very challenging to do that for that reason. So, Michael, what happened when your truck blew up? Oh man, I keep forgetting. As the channel grows, there's more and more people who don't know my kind of backstory. I started this job almost 5 years ago in a 2005 Ford F-350 long bed Lariat, fancy, came with a plow, came with the fifth wheel, $18,000. Pretty sure I got taken on some of that for sure. But it came with all these extra things, so I thought, it's a good deal. It'll be nice. It sounds, ridiculous. It's got, the turbo is really, really loud, so it's got to be good. Boy, oh boy. It had the 6.0 engine in it, which has been proven to be a catastrophic, killer. If it hasn't been bulletproofed or taken care of the known issues that have been going on since back then. So I started my first day. My hire date was February 1st, 2016. And I started out that day. And on March 8th, a month and a week later, I was going through Missouri, going to Arizona, I believe, or New Mexico, with a buddy and my dog, Big Al, at the time. He's since passed away. And I'd actually just lost my other dog, Lucy. And so that was my first trip out, and I was like, man, I just want to have a buddy with me, as well as my dog, Big Al, with me. And so he just wanted to go on a road trip and check out the sights. And so we went through Missouri, and I was on 44 and going up this ridiculous high-pitch hill, not a mountain, just a hill. And there was white smoke flooding the two lanes. Got to the top of the hill, thankfully. There was people behind me, and shut the engine off. Things were going crazy. Smoke was shooting everywhere. I get out of the truck. I look underneath. There's fluid just pouring out. I'm like, yep, I'm toast. I'm dead. Here we go. And couldn't even start the truck after that. It was toast. Got towed, got to a hotel. That was February, so it was not warm. It was not warm in Missouri. And I was there for 7 nights, 8 days, but who's counting? And I ended up, I wish I knew what I knew then. But I ended up getting the quote to repair the truck and to replace everything that needed to be done. It was like a cracked head. It was EGR cooler, EGR valve, the emission stuff, a whole bunch of things. And it was going to be $9,000 to replace everything. I obviously didn't have $9,000 at that time, just sitting there. That's a lot of money. And so I decided to trade it in to that Ford dealership, which I'm still slightly bitter about. And so I traded that in, and I got my Ram. There was a Ram at a different Ford location, 40 miles away, something like that. And I just said, I'm not going with Ford. I'm going to go with a Ram. And so please give me that one. It had 79,000 miles on it, and that's the truck that I have today. It's the one you see in the videos throughout the whole channel. It's the Dually 2012 Ram. So, anyways, that's the story of my truck blowing up, and it was very tragic. Ever since then, I've been, I had to add on the value of what I owed on the truck. They gave me a value of $9,000 on the Ford, and then I owed $9,000 left over on my $18,000 loan from that. So they rolled that $9,000 into my new loan for the Ram. So basically I was already $9,000 upside down on that truck to begin with, and it was ridiculous that they even let me do that. And I don't know if I still wish that had happened. Wish that had happened that way, but it is what it is now. I only owe 7 or 8 left now, so I am ready to pay that sucker off and give me that title, baby. So, anyway, that's where I'm at for those things. So, let's see here. How is that hotshot fuel treatment working, or did you go back to the other brand you were using? So I did end up using it on this from that backhaul. If you saw in the video, the backhaul back up to Goshen, and then I've got everything still left in my tank to go to Oklahoma. So I honestly have been seeing an increase. Usually loaded, no matter what I'm hauling. It's low 10s, so 10.1, 10.4, 10.5, whatever. I have my original turbo, my original transmission, so I'm sure I'm losing fuel economy due to those parts that are just hanging on for dear life. But nevertheless, I am seeing higher. I'm getting closer to 11 with a load, and this last trip against the wind as well. So we'll see. I definitely think it's doing something. And I'm seeing slightly better numbers. So we'll see if it sustains that. If it sustains itself long term. So I'm willing to keep trying to use this to see if it maintains that, or if it's just my mind playing tricks on me, or whatever. So definitely starting to like the hot shot, and it's been working well, I think. So fuel's cheap out here, where it's been dropping off in Iowa 208. With the EFS discounts. Gotcha, Mike. Yeah, 208's not bad. That's close to what it is around where I'm at here in Indiana, without the fuel discount. But still, that's good for Iowa. Johnny Tippy is a death trap now. Johnny, you're not kidding around there, man. It's a little sketch. And that's honestly, it's better than Lot 4 used to be. No joke. It's better than Lot 4 used to be. It's ridiculous. But Topeka is still not that great. So, Chris James, this is awesome to hear. Tomorrow, once I pick up. Okay, very good, very good. Just back and forth sometimes. Gotcha, Brad. Gotcha, Brad, on those fuel discounts. But it's a lot cheaper here than in the Illinois and Indiana. Gotcha. Hey, Dan, do log your time going back home. Great question. So, Synergy, for the very first time, ever put out a email not too long ago saying that we are supposed to log every mile back home. And they acted as if we all have been instructed and trained that that is the policy, and it's always been that policy, which is not the case. And that's not what I was told at orientation. And I've heard things back and forth, flipping, flopping ever since then. So apparently, we are at Synergy, we are supposed to log all the way back home. So I am now doing that because they actually communicated and told me what I'm supposed to do. So you might be able to hear a little bit of bitterness in my voice because I'm just like, really? I've heard it back and forth, and then you send out an email saying, well, you already know this. You should have already been doing this. If that was the case, I would have already been doing it because I'm not going to disobey the policies. But if you if you don't actually communicate, it's hard to know what you want. I was never told that in orientation years ago, and communication is key. And these companies, we can all be better at communicating. I'll just say that. So I am logging back home to answer that question. I was told at orientation that off-duty time was my business. It is. So when you get home, if you don't have a load and you're not under dispatch, if you're just picking your nose in your driveway, you can go to the grocery store. You can do whatever you want as long as you're not, have a trailer hooked up or whatever. Obviously, your own trailer if you have a CDL or something. You can absolutely do that if you would like. But the caveat or the whatever of not of being off duty, but you're returning home, that is where they're going to say you've got to log home. Once you get home, once you finish, whatever you're doing, go about your business. So yeah. On those, do you see those listed on the board at a higher price, or do you get that info from the dispatcher? They are on the load board, Ohioan. It'll say hot or old or normal. It's one of those three. There's nothing else. It'll show the pay per mile, and then it'll show the amount of miles it is. If you want to go back Ohioan, and you can check my video out where I say, let's see, how to pick. What was that video? How to pick a load or find a load or something or other on the load board. You can actually see the Synergies. You can actually see Synergies load board on there, and you'll be able to see all the different categories: the serial number, the foot, the length of the trailer, the make and model, the GVWR, the all sorts of things on there. Let me find this for you if I can. Maybe. Dear, where's it at? Picking a load off the load board, RV transport. So this video right here, right there, that is, it's backwards. Oh well, that's the video where you can see the Synergy load board if you'd like to. They're listed fast or hot. Mike, okay, yeah. So Mike, different company, I'm assuming, but yeah, same thing. Fast, ASAP, or hot for them. Might be 5 or 10 cents more than normal. Gotcha there, Mike. It just depends on the company how they do things, but same principle. How many? Oh dear, it just flew up. Oh, how many trailers have you hauled so far? It's a really good question. I can tell you this. I don't have any. I've got 220 it's close to 225,000 loaded miles. So that's, I don't know, that's quite a bit of trailers. I don't know. One to two trailers a week for almost 5 years. There's definitely many, many weeks where I've not. So maybe, it's not exactly one every single week, but definitely quite a bit. So, yeah, let's see. Go ahead and ramble. The more info I can get, the better. I'm getting my job shortly after the end of the year. Just waiting for my truck to be available. Gotcha, David. Gotcha. Same here, David. Okay, Kevin. Yep, I'm looking to order a truck in the near future. David and Kevin, if you guys already have trucks, just apply. We're trying to see if you like it. We're actually sitting in a wheelchair. I'm not sitting in a wheelchair. I'm sitting in a black, comfy chair. I don't know. That's funny though. Thanks for the story of the Ford failure. I had a good sober laugh. Let me tell you, I was not laughing then. Oh man, that was rough. That was real rough. But now I can laugh about it. I've had to grow and persevere through a lot of this stuff because once I signed that new truck over, I owed $37,700. That's the most amount of debt I've ever put on the line. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. And I know some of you guys, you got even bigger numbers for your trucks, but man, that's a really crummy house worth a really crummy house. I don't know if that's even a house, but that's a lot of money. It's a big endeavor. It's a big situation, and the stakes are so high in this industry. There's so many things that could go wrong, things that can be preventable, things that are not, things that you just got to learn the hard way sometimes. And that's really I never intended to start out doing a YouTube channel. Never considered it. I finally got to the point where doing how-to stuff with if you look back on all my videos, you'll kind of see the beginning, I don't know, 20, 30 videos, whatever it is, are all like how-to videos for a Ram 3500, my truck. And I decided, you know what, I've got to be able to share this. I think I can do a better job showing the different angles and talking through stuff with the how-to of replacing these parts and maintenance and some of these things, just because I've been doing it for some time now. And I finally just decided I'm just going to start recording. My very first video, if you go back, my very first video that I published, please don't watch it, actually. It's terrible. My very first video I posted was not in landscape, but it was in portrait. And I didn't even know I was doing it wrong then. I had no idea about anything. People don't want to watch portrait videos on YouTube. They want to watch landscape to be able to see everything. I didn't know what I was doing. It was just a mess. But I was just trying to be a help, trying to show different things. To really get in depth with it and to be a help. So anyways, that's really what kind of pushed me to do this YouTube channel, the failures that I've had out on the road, starting from the beginning, my Ford blowing up. So yeah. Kenneth, Daniel, you just made me feel a lot better. 4-year warranty. Gotcha, Kenneth. Yeah, 150,000 miles can go quick, but I'm telling you, things can go south even quicker. So definitely, that's probably a good idea there for that. I'm sure you're going to hit the mileage before you hit the year warranty on that. But if things are going to go south, hopefully they go south in the first 150. which there may be a good chance. So gotta love the warranties. Are you getting back to chassis? One time, it seems to benefit or to order the truck I want. Gotcha. Looking at 350 pickup. Tony, what's going on? What's going on, Tony? Glad to have you here. Adrian, are the loads consistent or do they dry up every now and then? I kind of already talked about that earlier today, but yeah, they definitely kind of go up and down throughout the year and through each month. So January to July, there's kind of an increase all the way up till July, and then it drops off, and then from July till December. Under normal circumstances, outside of COVID, that's what normally happens, and then from July it picks up again. So there's these kind of waves that kind of go up and down. So it's definitely increasing, decreasing over throughout the year, drying up, as you said. Consistency is not exactly the name for this industry, especially with COVID. We got nailed. It dried up pretty quick once parts couldn't be delivered to the U.S. Manufacturers had to shut down. It's just one of those things. So it's not consistent. Not for job security. 100%. Guaranteed. There's not a whole lot of guarantees in this industry. Johnny, any DOT compliant companies has to log both ways. There you go, Johnny. Tim, I don't look for used trucks or utility company auction. Very good. That's a great idea. Definitely have the maintenance done, I'm sure, if utility companies doing that, and not road hard, put away wet, or anything like that. So good idea. I live in New York, and it takes me 12 hours to get to Commission. To take another day. A load, it's not realistic. And you had said what before? I'm so sorry. Let me scroll back. I was told that orientation. Okay, you were talking about that. Okay. Orientation. If I have to take another day, 10-hour break to get a load, it's not realistic. Yeah, I would just say if you're, I don't know what to tell you. I know it may take you 12 hours to get there, living in New York, but the idea of being able to, you drive 12 hours to get there, you pick up, you go west, you come back, you get another trailer that's going back to New York or Connecticut or whatever, and then you just deadhead home from there. There's all, no matter where you're at in the country, there's always some type of loop or something you can do to make that work. Everybody's always going to have deadheading issues or that 10-hour break. So not much to really do with that. But you look like someone who's in a wheelchair. Well, I'm not, so thank you. Tim, Daniel, how many spare tires do you carry for the truck? So I have one underneath, the regular spare tire, and then I have one at home ready to go with an additional rim, just sitting in the garage. So that is the deal. See Kyle, what's going on? What's going on? Glad to have you here. James, evening, Daniel, and folks, glad to have you here, man. Appreciate it. Awesome. Tim, hello, James. Do many loads go to the New England area? Yes, they do. They definitely do over there. Man, at Synergy, we've got loads going all over there, for sure. Especially, and the thing is, in the wintertime, there's usually more loads going east in the wintertime than any other time during the year. So usually the hotter months, there's more loads going south, and then the winter months, for whatever reason, more in the east. So there you go. So do I need to log my 4 hours drive to the yard? When I get to the yard. James, so you need to log from your house because it's for work. Even though you haven't technically picked up the load, you are driving for profit, for money. So you are on duty from you pre-trip at your house, you drive, and you're loaded, or not loaded. You are logging all the way to the yard. From the yard, you do your pre-trip, picking up the trailer, and then you drive and you log all the way loaded till the delivery. You do your drop off, your post trip, whatever you do for that, and then you have to log all the way back to the yard again if you're going to go pick up another one immediately right after, or log all the way back to your house. So that's kind of where we're at with DOT for that. Why don't you leave out? I get 2 loads a week. Paul, I used to do that. I used to sleep in the Goshen Walmart parking lot or near Culver's and the McDonald's there on the main road in Goshen. I'm no longer doing that. I used to take a lot more loads. I'm not doing that as much. I'm wanting to be home more. I'm engaged. I'm going to be getting married soon. I'm wanting to come off of the road as much as I can. I've been decreasing my budget, my bills as much as I can, so that I don't have to be on the road constantly all week long, and I never see my family. I never see my people. I want to be home more. I know other people are in different situations. Maybe depending on your family situation or bills, you've got to be on the road. I used to do what you're saying, but I don't do that anymore, and that's just a personal preference for me. I could still do that. It's just not worth it to me. But usually, what I do sometimes though to kind of combat that is I just go on Friday or Saturday, whatever, go pick up the trailer, bring it back home if I'm going south or west, and bring the trailer home. So right now I have my Oklahoma City load. I'm in Indiana where I live, obviously, I guess. And I'm 100 and some change miles closer to that delivery over the weekend, and I just get in my car tomorrow, or in the truck tomorrow morning, and I bail. I'll get past Joplin, Missouri tomorrow. I'll probably get past Tulsa, Oklahoma tomorrow from where I live. So I'll be dropping off Tuesday morning, and then scooting on back. I'll be home Wednesday morning sometime, and it'll be fine for there. I'll probably do another day load, or I might not, due to long story short, my fiance and I were thinking about moving our date up for our wedding. So that means a lot of things are going to be moving a little quicker than they were just getting married in at the end of January. So I may be home even more than usual. I might be doing some more other types of driving that I do for DoorDash, Grubhub. I still do those occasionally. If you guys ever saw that video during the shutdown, I put a video out I made in 10 days. I made like $1,800 or something like that. I can't remember. Just delivering food where I live. And so check that video out if you want. But I want to be home more. I want to be here with my family. I want to be involved in getting the house put together and being a help to my wife, Kara, in the future here. And that's just kind of where I'm at. So where am I at? I want to see. I was in New York. Yeah, definitely, Mike. Lots of New Yorks at Synergy too. I live in California, and I live As much from Goshen. Can't wait to get started. Kenneth, gotcha, man. You are far away. I don't know if you're going with Synergy or not, Kenneth, but we've got California loads, Arizona, New Mexico, all those loads over there. I think everybody does. California, they just love buying their monster fifth wheels and love buying all that stuff. So for sure. M. Walker, if you don't have DOT tags, truck, just run it with it. You stick it to your truck, just take the magnet off. Yep. James, gotcha. Kind of figured. Is it possible to run 2 loads a week? James. So is that is that 1,700 miles a week loaded or all together? I believe either way. You could do either way, unless you were meaning 1,700 miles 2 times. So that would be 3,400 miles a week. You definitely can't do that. Oh, wait. Total. Yeah, what am I thinking? I don't think you could do that. It's been so long since I've done some monster loads like that. I'll just say this. Usually what I have done in the past is between 1,200 and 1,800 loaded miles for the week. So yeah, it definitely is possible then. On a low side right now, what I'm doing is about 1,000 to maybe 1,200, 1,300 for the week as a high right now. I simply just don't need that many loads to pay off my bills. That might change in the future, having a wife, having potential, kids someday. But for right now, it's not needed. I'm saving money in the bank and doing what I need to do in other areas. So, yeah. I've already told this. Paul, I don't know why I just choose not to share that. I'm a couple hours away from Goshen. So yeah. Christopher, do you use paper logs or is it ELD? So I use the Keep Trucking app on my phone. It's free. You can have it directly connected to your company. You can send an email with all your logs and then a separate email with all of your receipts. There's like a premium version you can pay for if you wanted. I've never had to do that. I can print them all off on my computer, on my phone. Pretty easy to use. So yeah. And it's a lot better handwriting or, writing than my handwriting is. Yeah. Just want to work and stack the cash. My job just put me on salary. Goodbye, OT. Gotcha. So I'm trucking now. Do the RVs to test out the theory, but I'm just going to run and run. Yeah, man. Wait, is that the same person? That was James. Okay. Yeah. There's trailers to grab and there's miles to run, so you can run as much as you need. 1,700 a week, so I'm home on weekends. Oh yeah, James, for sure. For sure. That is definitely doable. You'll still have somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but 1,700 miles. So essentially how I break that up is 750 miles is the most miles you can run in a day. If the hours can work for you, generally it can't. So it's generally less than 750, 700 miles in a day. But just for easy math, 750. So that's you're halfway there. That's loaded, and then the other 1,500 unloaded and some change. So that's roughly 4.5 days out on the road, and you'll be home for the weekend. That's not a bad gig, and as long as your bills are paid, your budget's good. That sounds like a solid plan. M. Walker posting up. I'll be there for a little while. I don't know. I've heard there definitely is. I'm sure there's lots of them around there. I don't have an RV. I have no idea. Sorry. I'm sure somebody on, maybe those Facebook groups that are for RV transporters. If you jump into one of those with lots of people in there, I'm sure there's somebody who lives up there in their camper and does this for a living. So I would check that out. They've probably got the answer for you, being able to kind of talk through that. 5 days. Yep. Average is 500 to 600 a day. Yep. Gotcha. It's okay. Originally, you're out of Goshen. I figured out you're not. No big deal. Gotcha, Paul. Yeah, I don't know what it is. I just I'm willing to share pretty much just about anything with you guys. For whatever reason, I just sharing where I live or whatever. I don't know why. I don't know why I don't feel comfortable with that or whatever. But no big deal. Just just a weird thing about me. Have you or do you know when it uses a pre-pass to skip the scales? Average time spent at a scale. David, good question. I don't do pre-pass. I don't know anybody else who does. I've heard of people being able to do that in RV transport. I'm not for sure if that's even accurate. I don't know a whole lot of info on that. Sorry. But the average time spent at a scale, if they pull you over, it's two things are going to happen. Well, three things. You're going to go through the scale. They're going to bypass you, and you're going to go 20 or 30 miles all the way through, and then pick up speed and leave. Or they're going to. My dog's just staring into the abyss here. I don't know what she's doing here. They're going to have you scale, and they'll, whether it's a stop and scale or a roll through scale, you'll go even slower. You might even stop, whatever. It's just less than a minute. But if they actually pull you over for a level 1 inspection, which is really the only inspection they do for us, it could be between, the quickest I've been in and out is probably 35, 40 minutes. The longest one I've done was over an hour and a half. But just because not because my guy was so slow, but because the guy who did my level 1 inspection was waiting on another guy to finish up using the computer or the printer or whatever, and we had to wait for that guy. So, 30 minutes to an hour, I mean, that's really fairly easy to get through. But honestly, the amount of times where I get bypassed or I do have to still scale, but then I leave and they don't, pull around back and bring your paperwork in. That is, I don't know, 10 to 20 to 1, sorry, I said that weird, probably in between 10 or 20 times to every one level 1 inspection. So very, very few inspections for the amount of times I'm flying through there, and they don't say a word. The way I see it, you need to get your truck bulletproof because stock trucks are not designed for commercial use. Gotcha, Tim. Campgrounds are closed for winter. Oh, had no idea about that. That makes sense. Thank you, Chris, for that. Haven't stopped at a scale yet. There you go, Mike. Hopefully that trend keeps going for you, but at some point, I'm sure it will come to an end, and you'll have to do level 1. Just make sure you have all your stuff together. The logbook is your biggest friend. Make sure that's good, and pretty much everything else, should fall in place for you. And Walker, are closed in winter. I have no idea about that. James, awesome. So looking forward to getting started. I'm hoping early January. Yeah, James, just to remind you, early January is kind of the first week of January. There will probably be loads, but the second and the third week of January, I can't talk, will probably be slim to none. Loads on the board now for a new driver. They may hold some back for you, so maybe you can kind of squeeze through there after orientation, that kind of a thing. But it will pick up at the end of January, and then it's full steam ahead going after that. outside of COVID and outside of Biden. That's all I'm going to say. So, part of it is after driving so much personally, I'm afraid I might miss a scale not thinking about it. David, man, oh man, oh man. This is my recommendation. I'm just an idiot on the internet, so don't listen to me or whatever. If you were to, this is what I have done. I have missed a DOT station. This is what I have done. What I did was, once I realized, I don't know what I was doing, what I was thinking, but I knew I missed it. I knew it was open. Once I passed, because I saw guys going through, I'm thinking, oh my word, I'm going to be shot on sight. I am so dead. I am so dead. What I ended up doing was I got off on the very next exit, pulled back around, went all the way back, got off of that exit, and then came back through and ran through there the entire time. And I don't know if this is a good thing or a bad thing or a whatever, but I had my flashers on my truck the entire time, all the way until I got to that DOT station. I wanted to show in some way or another that something was off with me driving with a loaded truck with a trailer behind me commercially, and something was off for me. And so I just had my caution lights on. If the idea of a state trooper pulling me over and my flasher lights are already on, that's going to be my honest, my best chance of being able to say, I as soon as I passed it up, I knew I missed it. I wanted to indicate somehow that it's not business as usual for me. Something's off. This is what I want to do. So I've never had to go through that where a state trooper said, I think you're lying to me, da-da-da-da-da. The one time it happened, I put on my flashers and just came around again until I got through that station, and they didn't pull me over. They didn't do anything to me. Yeah, so that's all I have to say. Maybe your company would advise you to do something different. Maybe they don't even have a clue of what to do for that type of situation. So anyways, yeah. Just so you guys know, I'm going to wrap it up here in a few here. I'm going to kind of finish off reading through this stuff, but just wanted to go through this with you real quick. Better your truck looks, the less the DOT will not bother you. Johnny, you're right. Actually, there's one instance where that actually backfired. My buddy's had a brand new 2018 Ram back in 18 or whenever it was, and they pulled him over for a level 1 inspection just so that all the DOT officers could come out and look at his shiny new truck. Kind of ridiculous. And so the guy was like, I'll do a level 1 inspection on you if you want. And he was like, I don't have to, but it'll be obviously a pass because your truck is brand new. Like, it'll be an easy pass for you. So my buddy was like, yeah, might as well get the sticker and avoid it. So that's not always the case. He got a brand new truck and they pulled him over just to look at it. And they told him that, and they can do whatever they want. But yeah, he got pulled over because he got a brand new truck. So you'd think that would be, in favor for you not getting, but in his case, it did. Kind of ridiculous. So yes, okay. How long does it take you to make a run to California? So California is 2,000 miles, or up to 2,200. The last one I did was like 2,204, something like that. So that's 2 full days is roughly 1,500 miles. So on the third day, towards the end of the day, probably, because you can't get exactly 750 out of every day, with hours and everything. It would probably be towards the end of the third day when you would deliver. And so that's, roughly 3 days there. I don't know the exact hours on the, on the clock, but yeah, roughly 3 days, a little less than 3 days. which is fine because I'll still be nursing injury, so that's okay. Gotcha. Things are 2.5 days on long. Gotcha. Yeah, almost 3 there. 3 days to get, depending on what part. Yeah. Again, thank you for all good info. Glad to help, Ohioan. Insurance question. I know this will be the last question here, and then I'm going to wrap it up here, guys. Insurance question. I know we need to have 500 to 1 million unladen and like 85K in general. Do I need any other insurance for like personal insurance? James, depending on your insurance provider, your company, maybe they require it, maybe they don't. My insurance does not require me to have, or I'll just say this: the unladen insurance that I have through my company or through the insurance company. I asked them, and they told me very plainly. I said, so the second I drop off a trailer, and it's just me driving my truck, because while we're under load, your transporting company has you covered, your truck and their trailer that you are hauling for them. So that's under their insurance. Your insurance kicks in the second you drop the trailer, and then you are driving empty back home, or you are driving back to your terminal, your transporting company. And that insurance goes all the way until you pick up another trailer in your Goshen or a backhaul or wherever it is. And so I just had a complete brain fart. I'm tired, guys. And until you pick up that next trailer, wherever it's at, backhaul or in Goshen, that's what your unladen insurance covers. So that includes going into the grocery store, going to the mall, whatever, wherever, vacation, anything that's not related to, and specifically for hire for your company, unladen is for that. So that covers everything from drop off to pickup. That is what my company said I'm able to. I asked them a series of questions. There may be some companies out there who say unladen covers everything from coming home from a load, but once you get home, you need another, personal insurance. My company didn't say that. They've given me all the information guaranteeing that I do have insurance throughout the entire time from drop off to pickup. So anyways, let's see here. Let's read through these, and I'm going to head out, guys. For what you owe on your truck. Thank you for all the info once again. I enjoy these, and I've learned so much. Thanks so much, David. Todd, awesome. Thanks for the stream tonight. She helps me get into the business. Hey, M. Walker, I'm so happy to help. I appreciate it, and I do really enjoy these times with you guys. It's just kind of crazy that I think we got up to like 40 something people in the chat at one time streaming, and that's wild to me. But just grateful to be helped you guys. I really appreciate you guys and your support. I'll just say this one last thing. I've had a handful of people, even some trolls in the chat earlier. The guy talking about, am I in a wheelchair or something? Obviously, I'm not. I've had a few people, in the comments of some of my videos and some of my older videos, I guess more recently, talking trash to me or trying to be mean or make a joke or whatever. And to me, it's kind of ironic because, first of all, I'm only doing this to be a help to you guys and to be an encouragement in these areas. But for somebody to take the time out of their day to vomit, through their fingers, keyboard warriors, to be a jerk to somebody else, it's just it's just kind of interesting to me. You have nothing else to do in your life but be a jerk to somebody, you got a boring life. That's if talking trash to me is the best thing for your agenda that makes you feel good. I've just got pity for you. It's very sad. So I don't know why. I've just been having more and more people try to be mean and try to be a jerk and whatever. And for the most part, I really don't care. I care about you guys. I care about helping you and doing what I can do. And all the extra stuff could just kind of go away. And I'm not going to get in a big fight on the internet. But just something interesting. It's been happening more and more. So I don't know if that means that I've hit the big time that only famous people get hated on. And if you don't have dislikes on your videos, or if you don't have people trashing you, then it means you're not doing anything. I don't know, but very strange. But anyways, just want to share that with you. Never really talked about this stuff before on here before, but it's been kind of increasing with that stuff recently, and just wanted to tell somebody about it. I don't know, just kind of weird. But anyways, thank you guys for hanging out with me. I'm going to destroy the leftover here of the Stewart's orange cream, and I'm not in a wheelchair. I'm going to get up right here because my leg's about to fall asleep, and I got to stand up. But I will catch you guys later. I'll be on the road tomorrow, and I will talk with, I believe it was Kevin, tomorrow at 1 or 2 p.m. Eastern time, whatever that was, and hopefully talk with you. And hopefully you guys have a great day tonight, tomorrow, the whole week, everything. And I'll catch you soon. Have a good one, guys. Good night.